A very good morning to everyone. Students, today we will go for back exercises of chapter number 9, Tricks and Treasures. So let's start now. The first exercise is read the following sentences, write T for true and F for false statements. So we have to tell which statement is true and which one is false. The first one is the shoemaker had enough leather to make many pairs of shoes. So was he having enough leather to make many pairs of shoes? No. This is a false statement. So we will write down false in the first one. Second one is the shoemaker and his wife were very poor. Yes, they were very poor. So this statement is true. C part, the shoemaker and his wife found out that shoes were made by their helpful neighbors. No, this is totally false. So we will write down false in the third one. D part, the shoemaker and his wife wanted to show their gratitude towards the elves. Yes, this statement is true. The last one, the shoemaker's wife prepared lovely clothes for the elves. Yes, both of them, the shoemaker and his wife, they prepared lovely clothes for the elves. This statement is true. So the first one is false, second is true, third is again false, fourth is true, and the last one is again true. Now, second exercise, match the causes with their respective effects. So we have to match these causes with the respective effects. The first one is, there was leather for only one pair of shoes. So, the effect was that the shoemaker got worried. We will write down 1 in front of the C statement. Then B part, the passerby bought the shoes on sale. This will match with D part, the shoemaker bought leather for 4 pairs of shoes. Write down 2 in front of D1. Then the C part is, the elves helped the shoemaker every night. C part is, effect was the shoemaker became rich. Yes, obviously both of them became very rich. So we will write down 3 in front of A. And then D part, the shoemaker and his wife wanted to show gratitude to the elves. So the effect was the couple stitched new clothes for the elves. So the numbering will be 3, 4, 1 and 2. So these were the back exercises. Now students, we will read our story, The Honest Woodcutter. So this is a story, The Honest Woodcutter. First of all, I will read the whole story for you. Let's start now. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter who lived with his family in a village. He had 2 children and a wife. One day, he went to cut the trees on the back of the river. As he climbed on the tree, his axe fell into the river. The river was very deep. He was very sad and prayed to God. Mercury, the god of water, appeared. He asked the reason of his weeping. The woodcutter told the story. Mercury dived into the water and brought a golden axe. The woodcutter refused to take it. Mercury again dived and brought a silver axe. The woodcutter did not take it either. Then he bought an iron axe. The woodcutter took it gladly. Mercury was much pleased. He rewarded the woodcutter with the 2 other axes. Moral of the story is, honesty is the best policy. So now I will explain the whole story to you. What happened? Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter who lived with his family in a village. So, who was there? There was a poor woodcutter with whom he lived. He lived with his family in a village. He had 2 children and a wife. So, he had 2 children and 1 wife was there. One day he went to cut the trees on the back of the river. So what happened? One day he went to cut the trees on the back of the river. As he climbed on the tree, his axe fell into the river. What happened? As he was trying to climb the tree, his axe, it fell into the river. The river was very, very deep. So now what he could do? He was very sad and prayed to God. What else he could do? Because the river was very deep, he could not dive into the river to take out the axe out. So he prayed to God Then what happened? Mercury, the god of water. Who is the god of water? Mercury, the god of water, appeared. He asked the reason of his weeping. Weeping means he was crying. So Mercury, the god of water, he asked that why you are crying, why you are weeping. The woodcutter told the story. So the woodcutter, he explained all about his sadness, what happened to him. Mercury dived into the water. Then the god of water, Mercury, he again dived into the water and brought a golden axe. First of all, what he brought out? He brought a golden axe. The axe was made up of gold. The woodcutter refused to take it. The woodcutter did not want. He was not having a golden axe previously. Mercury again dived and brought a silver axe. Then second time what happened? Mercury again dived into the water and he brought a silver axe. But again the woodcutter did not take it either. He did not want it that, or he did not want that also. Then he brought an iron axe. Then in the third time, Mercury, the god of water, brought an iron axe. The woodcutter took it gladly. The woodcutter, he was very happy. Why he was happy? He was happy to see his own iron axe. So he took it very gladly and happily. Mercury was much pleased. Why Mercury was pleased? Because he was very, very sincere. He was very, very honest. The woodcutter was very honest and sincere. He rewarded the woodcutter with the other two axes. So in return, what he did for his honesty, he gave both the golden and the silver axe to the woodcutter. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that honesty is the best policy. We should never lie to anyone. Why we should lie to anyone? No. Whatever truth is there, we should tell. So for our truth, we will always be rewarded. I hope you all of must have understood it well. Thank you very much.